how is Haiti ever going to get better? Somebody has to love Haiti and want to save Haiti, and to me, it seems like that most likely is the good people of Haiti. With that having been said, I want to level set here, because I think we got to have a discussion of how we got here, where we are. Since the 2010 earthquake alone, the United States has provided over $5.1 billion in assistance to Haiti. USAID alone dispersed roughly $4.4 billion in that window, and the international community pledged upward of $13 billion. That's just that one disaster of a population of 12 million people. That's $1,500 per person. The United States has rebuilt clinics, funded elections, propped up governments, sent Marines in 1994, sent them again in 2004, back to UN Stabilization Force for 13 years. Let's not forget, introduced a cholera epidemic that killed thousands of Haitians and triggered a sexual abuse scandal involving UN peacekeepers. And after all that spending and all that nation building, Haiti today has no functioning government, no elected president, no functioning police force capable of controlling its own capital, and gangs that by most estimates control the large majority of Port-au-Prince.
What happens when billions of dollars in American aid, years of international intervention, and repeated security missions still leave Haiti facing devastating instability? That was the central question raised in a tense congressional hearing, where one lawmaker challenged the strategy behind America's latest effort to confront Haiti's powerful gangs. The questioning focused on a difficult issue: how many times can the same basic approach be tried before Washington admits that it isn't working? Let's break down what happened as the questioning became even sharper.
We launched the Kenyan-led multinational security mission in 2024, and the administration itself has acknowledged we already spent roughly $1 billion on Haitian security assistance and pledged 300 more directly to that mission. And by nearly every account, it's been ineffective, undermanned, underfunded, unable to dislodge the gangs, and now we're told the answer is to relabel it, stand up the gang suppression force, target 5,500 troops, and try again. I'm here to ask the committee, why should we believe, the people on this committee, the American people that we represent, that the fourth or fifth iteration of the same basic model, foreign troops, foreign funding, weak Haitian institutions, propped up indefinitely, produces a different result than the last 4 decades did? Every single metric of state capacity has gotten worse since we involved in this. It has not gotten better. That having been said, I'm glad that you've said that the benchmarks and the gate matrix were delivered to the Security Council by, I think you said, the 29th of June. Is that correct, Ambassador? So what I'm wondering, Colonel, I think your mission is a year. Is that about 12 months? Is that what it is?
The mandate was initially authorized for a year.
Okay, so we've got the metrics, we've got the timeline. How often will you assess your success or failure? And I don't mean failure in terms of personal, but look, the mission's either going to be successful or not. So how often and what iterations are you going to make that assessment? How will we find out? And what's the plan after a year if we're at the same place we are now or substantially at the same place?
Yeah, thanks for that important question, Congressman. So the frequency of assessment is quarterly. They owe that quarterly update on the benchmarks and metrics to the Gang Suppression Force standing group of partners. But the latter part of your question is incredibly important, which is at which point do we say, hey, we're not meeting the mark here, how do we need to adjust course? The reason it's quarterly is exactly for that purpose. We need to take in stride successes or failures and make adjustments. We need to be dynamic and able to adjust to meet the conditions. I'll note that the threat we face now is nowhere near the threat that was faced prior to 2020. This is a completely different threat. 2 U.S. designated foreign terrorist organizations, increasing alliances between these separate gangs. The threat is significant, and we will only just be hitting our stride as the mandate needs to be renewed in October. So the measurement is important. We need to maintain agility to make adjustments, and that's what the standing group of partners, the oversight body, is for, which the United States.
So one final question. After the year has expired and elapsed, and the assessment is that we're no better off, which is, I think, the most likely outcome, are you willing to tell this committee that it's time to abandon at least that mission and either try something new but not waste any more dollars on that particular. Are you prepared to do that if that's the case?
Yes, sir, that's my professional responsibility. However, I do not think that will be the case. We are already seeing the strides, the improvements that have been made just in the first 30 days of operations. I mentioned at the top, in the past 30 days, we've learned more about the gangs that we knew in the previous 30 months. So we are seeing the progress that's being made.
Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribers button for more political and controversial showdowns.